All right, still digging in my vault. Found this video. Did a welded rear end in the Jeep. Just being goofy, trying it for on-road use. Wouldn't recommend it if it's something that you want to be comfortable to drive in. It makes it difficult to turn in parking lots, and if you're doing any kind of slow turns out of like a driveway or something like that, it's going to screech the tires. And anybody who's welded or run something with a spool knows how difficult it is to daily drive something with a lock diff like that. I actually sold the Jeep a couple months ago, and the guy, when he first test drove it, he thought that was so weird, but he didn't care. He was going to do what I was wanting to do with it, and he was going to beat around in it. But cheap way to fix a busted rear end that's got bad spider gears like that one, or if you just want that all-time traction in both rear tires. I didn't feel like it helped it traction-wise that much. Maybe it did a little bit, but I didn't feel like it helped the Jeep. It got stuck just as much as like any other time it would have. Just didn't have the noise as much as because of those wore-out spider gears. But have fun, weld your diff, and make your vehicle a pain in the butt to park. Have a good one. Hey y'all, working on a little project today. Bought a little shitbox Jeep. As you can see, it's pretty toasty underneath. I gave a couple $100 for it. It's got the 4-liter in it, 4-wheel drive. Very good winter beater. Play toy, maybe take it to a gambler if they'll survive that long with me. Had a little noise, has got a little noise in the rear end, and I was like, what in the world? So there we see our culprit, why the rear end's a little noisy. I'm thinking welding it up is going to be my best choice. I don't really want to put a rear end in this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna weld her up and go from there. I'm gonna be able to take a little piece of stock and put it in there, a little piece of square stock, and then weld it in. So good times. I don't know if everybody's got a little pile, but I've worked for about 10 years on this nice little pile here of random pieces of steel. And there's what you need. Good thick steel stock. Something we can cut a square piece out of pretty easily. And shove it in them spider gears. You know, because posi track is the only track. Square stock. And I made it snug, kind of want to have a little bit of interference so you can hammer it in there. It pushes the spider gears pretty tight against the sides of the carrier. Just a little bit of interference where you just hammer it in. And now the magic happens. Just weld it here and here and here and here. I'm gonna have to fill a little bit of a gap there, but we ain't worried about all that. So the magic of welding a diff right here. And I'm gonna leave one side sort of open, so if in emergency that I have to actually pull the pin and the axle out, but I doubt it. This thing probably won't survive long enough otherwise to need to take the rear end back apart. So yeah, time to weld it. Time to make some sparks. Welded.
Decent. It got kind of hot, but there you go. I got her pretty hot right there, but kind of get the gist of it. It's welded together. It ain't going nowhere until unless it has a catastrophic failure. And then I done a little tab on each gear right there just to kind of doubly hold it, but I left this side open just in case if I ever need to take the C clips back out. If not, no big deal. It should hold together, especially with that piece of stock in it. But there you have it, a welded shitbox Jeep rear end. Since the spider gears were screwed anyway, might as well flighten them up where they won't move. All right, so there you have it. Dana Engineers took all this time to build a reliable rear end, and this is what we do to them. Thanks. The little reservoir down here, you want to make sure you clean it out. Got little chunks of spider gears. And clean out all your waste pieces. There you go. There's some metal in here. Yeah, you can see this pretty much this rear end was toast to give it the get-go from the get-go. So, and yeah, good old chunks of spider gear. The pinion and the ring and pinion actually look okay. So, throw some Lucas in it. Let her eat. Don't worry about it. There we go. Good enough. Good enough for an old shit box.